and gals, never hear from Jokewing Gaming and something about on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Violet Memoir, Oscar's Path. That's right, y'all, a new update for Oscar just dropped, and I'm going to jump right back into it. So let's go ahead and jump back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Despite the awfulness that just happened right now, at this very moment, I feel safe. Oh, he's so wonderful. My eyes flutter open, and all I can see is an endless deep blue. Water surrounds me as I continue to sink deeper and deeper. There's no question that this is a dream, but something about this one feels different than all the others. It doesn't feel as heavy. There's a calmness to the water that reminds me of swimming with Oscar. Safe, secure, protected. I allow the sensation to flow through me as my body drifts further into the abyss. Before I can completely lose myself in these sensations, I feel a warmth in front of me. A familiar blue glow swims towards me with the grace of someone who was born to be in these waters. I'm not surprised to be met with that same ghostly otter from last night, but just like then, it doesn't show any hostility towards me. It watches me for some moment of time I can't distinguish. Everything feels so hazy here, but it's not suffocating. I feel at peace. Part of that must be because of whoever or whatever is in front of me. It starts to swim around me, fluttering in and out of my vision, as I can only catch small glimpses of them out of the corner of my eye. Before I can start to fade away again, I feel their paw come up to grip my own. I wasn't able to get a good feeling of the sensation when they pulled me out of the water, but this time, I can feel just how different this being truly is. The texture feels so gentle that I worry if I try to pull my hand away, it'll go straight through it. It's almost as if that otter is made out of water itself, but it's somehow alive. Unable to process anything further, all I can focus on is the being guiding me through the water. Everything rushes past me as I see light in my peripheral grow closer by the second. All my eyes can do is droop as I watch my savior guiding me to safety once again. Through my fading vision, they almost remind me of Oscar themselves. He must feel my stare because he turns his gaze towards me and I can only stare into his empty sockets. Within them, all I can see is sadness and longing as we get so close to the light that it consumes us. Then all I can feel is my head breaching the surface and my eyes open to a flood of light peeking through my window, nearly blinding me in the process. After recovering, I can't help but feel different today. It felt like so long since I had a real night's sleep, but I hadn't even realized it until now. Despite dreaming of that figure again last night, something about it felt like a regular dream. It was almost pleasant. Is that what Oscar feels like when he's swimming? Speaking of Oscar, I expected him to still be cuddling up against me, but he's nowhere to be seen. I understand that he can have a pretty busy schedule, but after everything that happened last night, I'm surprised that he can just disappear like this. Checking my phone, I can see a few messages waiting for me. Most of them are just morning welcomes from my friends, something that makes my heart swell even with all the chaos lately, but a few of them catch my attention. One of them is from Lily, who just wrote a simple but ominous message saying that she's discovered something and that we need to meet up later. After everything that has happened, I'm not even sure what she could be referring to. The next is from Rex, though this one immediately piques my interest. I knew we exchanged numbers, I just hadn't expected him to reach out to me first. If you're dead set on talking to that freak, you might want to copy the football team's schedule. Arrive after practice. Carter keeps people around for a while. You'll get more time. I hadn't even thought of asking him that, but of course he'd know this. He's on the football team as well. His offer to talk to Wilf was tempting, but it doesn't sound like the two have the friendliest relationship. The last message is from the otter I've been looking for, and it's the smallest one of the bunch. Just 2 words, but they're enough to dispel any worry that had slowly been brewing that he might have gotten dragged into another nightmare. Get him breakfast. The growing knot in my chest dissipates as I collapse back into my bed. Well, there's a possibility that something could happen to him while he's out there by himself, but something tells me that isn't likely to happen. I don't want to acknowledge it, but it's hard to ignore the most common denominator amongst all 3 nightmares are me. Even the diary, as much as I'd like to use it as a scapegoat, even if it wasn't in all of them. But I have been. I have no idea what that could mean or imply, but there's not much I can really do about it now. I don't even know for certain that this is about me. Plus, I'd know if I was the center of all this and I decided to go about it on my own. I bet Lee and Oscar would both kick my ass. It's not like I can even hide it from Oscar either. He's already been pulled into it again. He said he didn't want to talk about it last night, so that means we're gonna have to talk about it today. I know Oscar likes to push this kind of thing to the side and not think about it, but this is too important to let him ignore. By the time Oscar walks through the door with a large paper bag in his hand, I've already taken a shower and gotten dressed. I almost considered staying naked after everything that happened last night. There's no reason to try and speed this up just yet. It's important to keep things going at his own pace. We have more serious matters at hand. I do something wrong? You have a pretty hardcore look on your face, man. It's kind of scary. It is? Well, it's scary for you. I'll be honest, man. You're not exactly the most intimidating guy. It's not a bad thing, though. You're sweet and everyone likes you. I know I do. A small glimpse behind the smiles to see the sincerity beneath is always enough to send my heart soaring and makes all the struggles worth it. Speaking of struggles, did you want to talk about what happened last night, or did you... Oh, what we did? Nah, man, that was amazing. Honestly, No, I mean, wait. Everything was alright with that, too? I have the feeling I misunderstood you, but yeah, man. There was a little bit there where I thought it was going to be too much, but I don't regret for a moment. Keeping our clothes on was a good idea, and I think it helped a lot. I'm not sure how much I can do, but just doing that felt pretty great. He takes a moment to reach out, but despite all the progress we've made, I can see his hand struggle as it places itself on my shoulder. I may be the least affectionate display I've ever had from him, but with how scared he's even been to touch me lately, this feels like progress. As if he's trying to show off, he wraps around me until he's pulled me into one of his usual side hugs. He's wearing a cocky smile, but he can't hide the small twitches on his ears and whiskers. It's hard not to notice all these little things with how much I've been watching him struggle. You don't need to push yourself. I'm comfortable with how things are going. This isn't about pushing myself. I want this, and it might be a little hard, but this doesn't feel too bad. It's like hugging a friend. But just a friend? Yeah, sorry. Not saying we're not that, just that if I start thinking like that, this gets a lot harder. Like I said, don't worry about it. I don't mind waiting, however long it takes. But I'll admit, it's nice to feel you again. I've been really missing all of your hugs. Is our time in bed together not enough for you? No, it's wonderful. I was just meaning that... Hey, don't worry. Sorry, I shouldn't tease you like that. I know that you're worried. Just try to let it bother you, okay? I want to be happy that things are going as smoothly as they are, but a part of me is aware that this is partially because Oscar is pushing out any negative feelings. There's enough sincerity in his voice that I believe he's being genuine with me, but I know that if there was a problem with it, he likely wouldn't tell me anyway. More likely, he'd just brush it off. Brushing things off. Oh, wait! I'd almost forgotten. I wanted to talk to you about last night. Did you want to do it after class today? Don't you have classes soon? Ha, well, not really. You don't? I figured with all the crap that's going on that you could use some company. So I thought I'd just take that week off from classes, except for media, obviously. Are you sure? Should you be missing classes? Something about what I just said must have been extremely funny to him because he bursts into laughter. There's no malice in them, but I can still feel my ears growing hot. Man, Wallace, babe! He trails off for a moment as I can watch him process the words on his face. Don't you remember what's special about Everwinter? A little reason that a certain grump cutie really enjoys? Oh, right. Totally forgot that we didn't have mandatory attendance. Yeah, most of my classes are recorded anyway, so I can just watch them later to catch up. I can easily just take this week off to figure out what's been going on. He squeezes me tightly against him. It's as intimate as of a display as I can expect right now, but I know what that means. I promised I'd protect you, didn't I? There's no words I can muster. All I can do is wrap my arms around him to return the hug, and when he does barely more than a flinch, I know I'm in the clear to continue. We stay like that for several minutes before we separate to different beds. Silence falls between us again, and it doesn't take a genius to figure out why. He's trying to stall as long as he can. Oscar, can we please talk about last night? Do we have to? Can't we just, chill? You can't be serious. This isn't just something we can ignore. He lets out a big sigh, making his discomfort with the topic clear, but we can't just keep doing this. He must have seen that I'm not going to budge because his shoulders crumple. I know you're right. I just really don't like thinking about stuff like this. This isn't just negative stuff. This was real. We were sucked into some kind of dream, kidnapped to another dimension or something. I don't know, but it's clear that it isn't good. Oh, are you certain it isn't just a dream? That we shared together again? After everything that happened in the hospital, too? Fine, you're right, it's just... I was hoping that it might be just blow over and we could just forget all of it. I wish it was that easy, and who knows, maybe it will, if we're lucky, but I think we should still talk about it. Well, what did you want to say? Open my mouth, but nothing comes out. I knew we had to talk about this, but now that I'm here, I don't really know what to say. You don't have any idea what could be going on? I might be able to figure out a lot of things with this. Yeah, this is a little out of my wheelhouse, you know? I thought so. I just wish I knew what was going on. What about you? Any ideas? They've been kidnapped. They've been happening to you for longer, right? Well, I think I might be the cause. It's always happened to me, right? Maybe it's me. I don't think so. Not directly, at least. Huh? Why not? It would make sense, wouldn't it? I mean, you've been having nightmares for a while. Sure, but they weren't like this, right? What do you mean? Like these group ones. They've just been weird ones. Well, no, but I had nightmares of that place we went to before. A few times, actually. Yeah, you mentioned, but what if whatever's happening is just using you as a catalyst to do something else, you know? What if I'm the target? I think that would make more sense. What? Why would that make more sense? Can't really explain it. It's just a hunch, but I feel like if it was targeting you, why would it bring others? Would it have been easier for it to just target you alone? That makes a lot of sense, but now I'm just left feeling more confused than anything. Is whatever happening just using me to get to others? This just leaves me back at square one at completely not understanding what's going on. Well, why bother stressing about answers we don't know? We still got a lot to deal with on our side, right? Huh? That just makes him laugh, and it slices right through the tension that had been steadily growing. Weren't you trying to figure out about the Conrad mystery? Sounds like you were pretty invested in that. Plus, I have a good feeling that's going to tie into everything. It wouldn't keep appearing in the dream otherwise, right? That's right. That's another mystery that I feel like I'm left with little to no answers to. I know that there's clearly something going on, but I have no idea what. Wilf does, but he's not willing to tell me and Oscar. Regardless, I'll need to check out the diary some more and see if I can find out exactly what's going on. Right, I should just focus on solving what I can first. Exactly! Though, if I'm being honest, I just prefer we leave this whole thing alone. Oscar. I know. It's important to you, and like I said, I'm here for you, man. I'll ride with you all the way into hell, which feels a little more literal nowadays. Sorry, I really shouldn't be dragging you into this. You think you can get rid of me, after everything we've been through and how important you are to me? Oscar, what am I supposed to say to that? I think you're supposed to agree that I'm right, and then talk about how amazing I am. Well, I do think you're amazing. You're not supposed to say that with sincerity, man. I'm the one speechless. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon and YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!